Today, I'm taking you on board for some footage from someone's SIV to show you exactly what it looks like to not let the glider turn you. You ready? Here we go.
See ya.
I'm paragliding!
See ya.
What's up? This is Ari in the Air. Welcome back to the channel. Stoked you're here. I'm Ari. I teach high-level paragliding, and I'm the founder of the Paragliding Men's Group. I made more than 200 paragliding tutorials here on YouTube, trying to help you be safe, fulfilled, connected pilots. But there's only so much I can do through videos. If you are ready to totally level up your paragliding game and be immersed in a 7-day paragliding clinic to learn everything from maximizing your gear to your ground handling and launching skills, glass offs, cross country, hike and fly, all this stuff. We're covering everything in a 7-day all-inclusive paragliding tour, all your lodging, food, transportation, airport shuttles. Check it out. Links in the description below. This is May 23rd through the 29th. It's going to be amazing. Let's get right into this video. Okay, this was sent in by a viewer, and he's flown off Babada in Turkey, and he's in an SIV. So we're going to watch it one time through, then I'm going to break it down. Okay, so he's flying a Leaf 2. He grabs a hold of the speed bar because he's going to do a accelerated full frontal. So he, okay, and pushes the speed bar. Okay, he's accelerated about 2/3 bar or something. Grabs the A risers, pulls full frontal, lets off the speed bar, gets a cravat. He's weight shifted away. He's pulling the outside brake. He's not letting the heading change. The glider stalls a little bit. Cravat is still there. It shoots. Both brakes. A stall. Clears the cravat. Shoots. This is totally sweet. He wrote me and he says, I made a mistake. I accidentally stalled the glider. I watched this and said, oh, this looks masterful, man. This looks like you're totally nailing it. Okay, so let's go back to the collapse itself. And we're going to, kind of like imagine that this is in the wild. And I'll talk to you about some technique here. Okay, so boom. Here we are in this frame. Huge full frontal. It's kind of horseshoeing. This left wingtip is still inflated. And so it flies into the right wingtip. He lets off the speed bar immediately. Okay. The glider reinflates. At this point, he's already pulling this left brake down. Look at the trailing edge. You can see the brake is being pulled, nailing it. Okay. As we scrub through here, he's kind of spinning the glider right here. You see this? So he's got enough brake that the glider actually spins, is going backwards. He lets up. Left hand, right hand is actually gripping the riser. This is why we don't touch the risers, because when shit hits the fan and things feel funny, your hands just clamp on, okay? It doesn't matter much in this instance because the glider is so cravated that it doesn't really do anything. But he immediately gets back on this left brake and he pulls it as much as he can before it stalls, right? So he's pulling a lot. You can see the trailing edge really curled here. And then he lets up when it wants to stall. And then it starts to turn to the right and he pulls more brake, pulls. So he's kind of doing a series of tugs. He's just doing whatever it takes to keep the glider from auto-rotating to the right. Because this is a huge cravat, man. It's creating so much drag on the right side of the glider that it wants to turn the glider to the right really hard. So it takes a bunch of weight shift. Look at his head is all the way behind this left riser. His left hand pulling, tugging. And now he's kind of holding. Okay. So what happens now? So now you've got the heading controlled. What happens now? Honestly, what happens naturally for him, which is that just by pulling enough left brake to control the heading, eventually the glider stalls. Right here, it stalls, okay? So now it's starting to rotate to the left, okay? So now the glider is stalled. And what does he do? He goes hands up on the left, right there, okay? So that's why the glider then shoots towards the horizon, but this cravat is still in there. Why is it that the glider stalled, but it didn't clear the cravat? Well, this side of the glider, the right side of the glider, never flew backwards in that stall. The stall was the left side of the glider and it flew backwards, but that didn't make the right side of the glider fly backwards, which would push air through the back of the lines and push the sail away from the lines to clear the cravat. That didn't happen, but he was right to, keep on the left brake until the glider stalled and then he let up on it. Okay, but then he's going to do it again. So this time it happens pretty fast. So I'll just scroll back and I'll let you watch these 2 stalls in a row and then I'll really break it down in detail here for you. So here he is. Look at his head is way left of the left riser. He's weight shifting so hard that he's left of the left riser, pulling on the left brake. Let's push play. Okay, glider stalls, shoots, it's there, comes back, stalls again, clears the cravat, he catches the surge. Nails it, honestly, nails it. This is exactly what needed to happen here. Okay, so controlling the heading, don't let the glider turn you. If you pull enough brake to control the heading that it stalls the glider, so be it. That's what needs to happen. And then when it didn't clear the cravat, then he stays on that left brake. And as the glider pitches under, it stalls again, this time with a bit more energy because he pulled this right brake right here. You see this? See the glider is, the trailing edge on the right is being deflected and you see his right hand has disappeared. So he's giving brake input to both sides of the glider, which makes it stall a little bit more violently, but nothing crazy, which stalls the right side of the glider as well, which that's all it takes. Boom. Now glider is in backfly, even just momentarily, right? He has the sensation of falling backwards. His feet are now above his head, and the glider is going to shoot very hard because his hands are mostly in an up position, right? And the glider shoots, and what does he do? He pulls hard on both brakes to catch the surge. And he pulls, look how far his hands are. His hands are past the seat board, and he's holding until, as I scroll forward, the glider stops progressing forward, and he goes hands up again, nailing it. This guy totally nails it here. He totally nails it. And this is what it has to look like, honestly. If you take a big collapse and it comes out in such a nasty cravat like this, it is going to most likely require a stall of both sides of the glider for it to come out. This is not a case where you can just pick the stabilo. It's not a case where you can really pump it out. The glider has to be stalled for this. It's got to fly backwards momentarily, right? And it takes him one small stall for him to kind of muster the courage that both brakes stalls the glider, lets it shoot, which is sweet. If you can catch the surge, let it shoot. Boom. He does it, flies away without incident. This is styled. Okay. So thanks to him for sending the video. I hope this is useful. If you want to train with me, the Pine Man, May 23rd through the 29th. And then I'm also looking at doing a Slovenia and Bassano Dolomites. I'm going to be in Europe teaching paragliding in late August. So stay tuned for that announcement as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.